The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra is already one of the most talked about upcoming flagships, and much of the buzz centers on its camera upgrades, especially the 3x telephoto sensor. But now, new details from reliable insiders are giving us a clearer picture of what's really happening. According to the official CAD-based renders, the S26 Ultra has become slightly thinner, but the camera bunk for the 3x telephoto lens remains unchanged. That's an important clue. If the physical space for the module hasn't increased, the sensor itself can't get larger. In other words, the idea of a bigger 3x sensor was never realistic. ICE Universe confirms that the S26 Ultra will continue to use a 10-megapixel 3x telephoto sensor with an f/2.4 aperture and a 1/3.94-inch size, consistent with the current design constraints. He also addressed some recent misinformation. Some rumors suggested that the S26 Ultra would feature a 5,400 mAh battery, but ICE Universe has debunked that. Samsung finalized the 5,000 mAh capacity long ago. Changing it now would require a full internal redesign and recertification process, which simply isn't happening this late in production. On charging speed, Anthony the Galax clarified that 60-watt fast charging was never in doubt. References to this rate have been found directly in the One UI system code, confirming that any claims of slower charging are incorrect. ICE Universe also shared what he believes are the final camera specs for the Galaxy S26 Ultra. 200-megapixel main camera f/1.4, 1/1.3-inch. 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera f/1.9, 1/2.52-inch. 50-megapixel 5x telephoto f/2.9, 1/2.52-inch. 10-megapixel 3x telephoto f/2.4, 1/3.94-inch. Overall, it looks like the Galaxy S26 Ultra is focused on refinement rather than radical hardware changes. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think these updates are enough, or were you expecting something bigger? Let me know in the comments section below. Fresh rumors suggest that Samsung might move up the Galaxy S26 launch by about a month. Reports indicate the company is considering opening pre-orders in December, aligning with the holiday shopping season. This could be a bold strategy to capture sales from Apple's iPhones, though launching that late in the year might still miss the peak buying window. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is also expected to feature the fastest charging speeds ever seen in the S series. According to tipster Anthony, the phone could fully charge from 0 to 100% in under 50 minutes, a major step forward for Samsung's flagship lineup. As for pricing, early listings suggest consistency with previous models. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to cost $1,299.99 for 256 gigs, $1,419.99 for 512 gigs, and $1,659.99 for 1 TB of storage. These prices are still tentative, but they reflect Samsung's ongoing strategy of maintaining stable premium pricing across its recent Ultra generations. What's your take on this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. A few days ago, some highly optimistic claims about a supposed Galaxy S26 Ultra leak surfaced online. However, these statements conflicted with several reliable reports that have appeared over the past few months. According to leaker Chun 8888, who has shared information based on debunked tests, essentially early-stage testing for a device now nearing final production, we now have new details as the Galaxy S26 Ultra moves closer to mass manufacturing. Meanwhile, ICE Universe added his own comments regarding the widely discussed 60-watt fast charging, referencing these same test results. Another source, Spygo 19726, who claims access to internal documents and conversations with Samsung engineers, suggested that the company's new Exynos 2600 chipset could play a key role in improving camera performance. According to Chun, the Galaxy S26 Ultra's camera sensor configuration in the current debug testing is as follows: 200-megapixel HP2 main sensor, 50-megapixel JN3 ultra-wide sensor, 12-megapixel 5K3 LD 3x telephoto sensor, 50-megapixel IMX854 periscope 5x sensor, 12-megapixel IMX874 front camera, The main difference compared to the S25 Ultra is the switch from the older 10-megapixel 3x sensor with a 1/1.39 size to the newer 12-megapixel K3 LD sensor. The rest of the camera setup remains the same as last year's model. Ice Universe reaffirmed that he has consistently stated the device would support 60-watt fast charging, not 45-watt, and now the latest test data confirms this. According to him, the S26 Ultra shows notable improvements in charging speed. Additionally, SpyGo 19726 claims the Exynos 2600 will bring major upgrades to camera processing. The chip reportedly supports up to a 320-megapixel main sensor and offers enhanced HDR and RAW capture capabilities. Even if Samsung doesn't include a 320-megapixel sensor in the S26 Ultra, the improved image processing should still deliver better low-light performance, higher detail levels, and more accurate colors in the final photos. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think Samsung's upgrades will make the S26 Ultra the best camera phone yet? Let me know in the comments section below. We're now going to run through the full specs, design, and expected pricing to help you decide which one is right for you, so hit subscribe now, and let's dive right into it. First up, the standard Galaxy S26. It's coming with a 6.2-inch dynamic A&OLED display with improvements in brightness and color accuracy. We get a 120Hz display with HDR10+ and a resolution of 1080x2340. The display will be protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. For selfies, it has a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera. On the rear, there's a triple camera setup consisting of a wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto, but the exact sensors are still unknown. It'll be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 chipset and comes with 12 GB of RAM and up to 512 GB of storage, UFS 4.0. The battery is a 4000 mAh unit with 25 dB fast charging and 15 dB wireless charging. It will also support 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, and ultra-wideband support. The phone will launch with One UI 8 based on Android 16 and is expected to start at around $800 in January 2026. Next, we have the Samsung Galaxy S26 Plus, which may also be known as the S26 Edge. This one will come with a 6.7-inch dynamic A&OLED display with similar improvements in brightness and color accuracy. You'll get a 120Hz display, HDR10+, and a resolution of 1440x3120, protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. There's a 12-megapixel punch-hole camera for selfies. The rear setup includes a dual camera system with a wide and an ultra-wide camera, though the exact sensors are still under wraps. It's also powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 and will come with 12 GB of RAM and storage options of 256 GB or 512 GB, UFS 4.0. The battery is a 4900 mAh unit with 45 dB fast charging and 15 dB wireless charging. It will support 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, and ultra-wideband. This model will launch with One UI 8 based on Android 16 and is expected to be priced from $1,000 in January 2026. Finally, we have the premium model, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. This one features a 6.9-inch dynamic A&OLED display, again with improvements to brightness and color accuracy, 120Hz refresh rate, and HDR10+, with a resolution of 1440x3120, and it will be protected by Gorilla Glass Armor 3. There have been reports suggesting that this could feature the first ever under-display camera on an S-series phone, likely an 8-megapixel under-display selfie camera. On the rear, it will come with a quad camera setup featuring wide, ultra-wide, telephoto, and periscope lenses, but the exact sensors are still unknown. The phone will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 in all regions and will come with 12 GB of RAM and up to 1 TB of storage, UFS 4.0. It's packing a 6000 mAh battery with significant improvements to fast charging. As expected, it will also support 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, and ultra-wideband. The S26 Ultra will launch with One UI 8 based on Android 16 and is expected to start at $1,300 in January 2026. Overall, it's looking like the Samsung Galaxy S26 series is going to be an exciting release. especially if the Ultra becomes the first S-series phone to feature the under-display camera. Samsung seems to be continuing their strategy of improving and refining their phones, rather than completely redesigning them for the sake of it. And just like all new phones, there will be a major emphasis on software, with AI playing a huge role in the user experience. The launch is still a bit far off, but we can expect plenty of information to leak as we approach the release date. Make sure you're subscribed